welcome back to Spirit Seers Speakeasy. I'm Steve, and today we're at Holystone Distilling. We decided to bring you this extra special episode of Speakeasy and try to highlight some of our local distillers and the things that they're doing here in Salt Lake City. So this is Ethan. You are the head distiller?
Yep.
Perfect. And this is Mike, one of the owners?
Yes.
Okay. So let's start off. Tell us a little bit about yourselves. Let people get to know you.
I'm a retired Navy pilot and currently fly for FedEx, and we just started this distillery about a year and 4 months ago. We opened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that. Yeah.
If that. Yeah. So.
Yeah, last May. Yeah. So I met Mike and Barbie right about the time I was leaving Dented Brick, and it just worked out for us to start this together. They were looking to start a distillery, and so was I. And we both had a similar vision in branding and what kind of products and things we wanted to do, and so it was a good fit. And yeah,
that's cool. So super fortuitous, that you guys were already looking into a distillery at the same time.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. So you guys recently won a whole bunch of awards.
Mm-hmm. We did.
Double gold on the vodka, double gold on the gin. How many spirits did you guys beat out?
so it was the John Barleycorn Awards, and they do it by score.
Okay.
So they have a large group of industry professionals on the media side, to the production side, to bartending side, and they do blind taste testing, and they score them. And they're scoring, to get double gold, you have to be a certain level or a certain score. Gold is the next one down, silver and the next one down, and then that's as high as they go on the awards. So we won double gold with the vodka and the gin, and a gold with the absinthe in the tasting competition. So that basically means, like, if you were to compare it to like wine scores, then usually double gold is above 92. Some of them it's like above 95. So it just depends on, and I'm not familiar with their exact scoring level, but it is one of the competitions that we have respect for, that we actually care about winning awards in, because it is judged by people that know what they're doing, and it's a blind taste test. So they're not influenced by the packaging or the label or who made it or any of that. It's all blind. So
I thought that was really cool, just because the spirit world is so murky and there's so much pay to play.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And this is one of those awards that you can't buy it.
No.
Nobody's going to give it to you, no matter how much money you throw at it. You have to make a good product.
Yes.
And if it's not good, you're not bringing home those awards. So it's huge that you guys did so well with, all three of your big spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So speaking of spirits, how do you guys decide what you're going to make?
So yeah, really it kind of starts with what would be fun, or what do we want to make, or Mike does a lot of traveling. I've done a little bit of traveling, and we've both experienced things out on the road that we're like, why don't we have this at home?
Right.
And that's part of why we're doing the shochu. Absinthe, I've been a huge absinthe fan for a very long time, but really it just kind of starts with an idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it just starts usually with us going, we should try to make, and then it's something we enjoy. Like we really enjoy aged gin, so we're aging some gin right now. We're doing some other cool projects that just all started like that. Things that I like to drink when I'm out of town, and just spirits that are underrepresented here in Utah as well. That there's actually that there's a need for. We're not really interested in making Fireball, but we are interested in making some other things.
Mm-hmm.
That's an important note, because our system here in Utah, for people who don't know, is wildly different than the system in almost every other state in the country. So for you guys, to put your product in front of people, you have to sell it to the state. You have to convince the state to put it on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And from what I understand, that can be a very difficult job.
Yes, it is. Especially because it's basically just paperwork and a sample. we don't have an opportunity to go in and present it to them. We don't have an opportunity to go in and talk about our marketing efforts, or an opportunity to tell them why, you know, there should be a Navy strength gin on the shelf because there isn't any, or why there should be a local absinthe on the shelf because there isn't any. We don't get that opportunity. It's just paperwork. You know, we try to have conversations with the folks at the DABC, and most of them are great and try to do what they can, but their hands are tied a bit by the system that they use. So,
do you? So when you're sending them a sample, do they give you any sort of criteria that you might be able to, you know, tweak a little here or there to get on the shelf, or is it just kind of it is what it is?
The criteria is based on price and category, and that's it.
Okay, so
and how much room they have, or how much room their system tells them they have for that price tier and product type. And that's as much as we know, basically.
Yeah, we don't really have a lot to say about it, and especially with the new Symphony system, it's really not good for small producers. It's really, really bad for small producers. And we have less to say about anything. We have less control. Not that you had a lot anyway, but now you really have zero, and it's all driven by their computer program. And it can be tough. You know, getting on the shelf is tough. Staying on the shelf is tough. And you know, for the state of Utah, it makes sense. This is a whole different segment. We could do a whole segment on this, but for the state of Utah, when they run the Symphony program, you know, it's all about money. It's all about dollars and cents, profitability and loss. That's all it is. And when you think about it, though, the DABC is providing a service to the taxpayers. Taxpayers pay their operating costs. They pay to, you know, keep those guys' lights on. They pay for everything. And then the DABC makes a profit off of the taxpayers that they then sell the products to. And the taxpayer has no say in what goes on the shelf. They have no say in how long it stays on the shelf. The only thing they can do about it is buy local. That's the only thing they can do to help out. When it comes to downstream revenue for the state of Utah, what happens is Stoli, for instance, or Seagram's products, you know, they'll buy those by the truckload, ship them in, store them, and then put them on the DABC shelves of every liquor store in the state. And then they'll send a check out to Stoli or Seagram's or whoever it is, and then they'll keep the profits from those products. But you know, if they buy our products and keep us on the shelf, we provide revenue all the way around. Every dime goes back into the state of Utah.
So, Ethan, you have worked in distilling for a while at several different distilleries. New Deal, High West, Dented Brick. What have you kind of brought with you from that? And then what in operating kind of your own place have you found that you do very differently?
So at all the different distilleries that I've worked at over the years, I've kind of, you know, picked certain elements that I enjoyed, certain elements I thought was, you know, worked really well, and left others aside. And I've learned a lot. I've been very lucky to work with a lot of really great people through the years at High West, at New Deal. You know, working with Tom Burklow at New Deal was huge, because he's kind of one of the pioneers of craft spirits, and I was distilling all kinds of products from vodkas and gins to rums and liqueurs, and
they do some really weird stuff.
Yeah, we were making a lot of stuff and running a lot of stills at once. And then at Dented Brick was a unique opportunity to be there at the foundational point and help decide how the production floor is set up and that sort of thing. So I've really been really lucky with my path, and you know, for us here, efficiency is very important. You know, quality is very important. We're very much quality over quantity here. We have very small stills right now, but all of our equipment is designed to grow with the business. So we're not going to have to go build a huge new distillery or, you know, get some huge loan to expand. We can
scale
here
up easily.
Yeah. So this has been put together with scale in mind, with efficiency in mind, and we've been very conservative about how we spend our money, and ensuring that we're putting out a top shelf quality product. So You know, so it's been a journey for me that, you know, started as a way to, you know, find a way I could make money creating art, or, you know, putting some passion into the project, and this is kind of the epitome of all of it over the last decade. And working with Mike and Barbie has been great because they've been able to help me polish that, and we work well together in trying to create what you see here. So yeah,
That's awesome. Elephant in the room here. You know, we've all seen some pretty despicable behavior by big companies in the alcohol world, and now it's come knocking on your door. Care to tell us a little bit more about that?
yeah, Mike has been dealing with that mostly, so I'll let him take it.
Yeah, so about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, we got a notification that our trademark was being challenged by Stone Brewing, which was pretty surprising, you know, since we're not anywhere in the beer market, and we're Holystone Distilling, and we have a winged octopus, and they're Stone Brewing with, you know, some Disney gargoyle character or something. So we were kind of surprised by that, and so we, you know, initially thought that, you know, obviously had to be some kind of mistake, error, something we could work through pretty easily. But then we found out that we were one at that point of 60-something other small businesses that Stone Brewing had gone after, had opposed in the trademark office. Now it's up to 90 as of today that they've opposed. And yeah, so they came at us with some coexistence agreements. We agreed to them, and then they would, as soon as we agreed, they would add something else, and then we would agree to that, and then they would add something else, and it would just get more and more ludicrous until we would say no. And then this went on for several months, and finally we just got tired of it, and he just said we're not dealing with it anymore. So they are now taking us to the TTAB, which is Trademark and Something Appeals Board. Anyway, our attorney's handling it. They've cost us plenty of money on that for no reason at all. And it turns out, I believe that all of this is an effort to salvage a case that they have against Keystone Beer. Miller Coors, I believe, is the conglomerate that owns Keystone. So they decided to sue Keystone Beer. It's my understanding that when they went in front of the judge and asked for a summary judgment, as did Keystone, the judge pointed out the fact that there's all kinds of people out there in the world with the name Stone attached to their industry, in the brewing industry. And they hadn't bothered any of them, and, you know, why are they going after Keystone? And at that point, I believe, is when they started going after anyone even tangentially related to the word Stone. So they're going after a pizza place, they're going after vineyards, us, you know, and all kinds of small breweries. They're just bullies, you know, to be honest with you. I don't know how they can sleep at night. I mean, if this is all part of their effort to win their $1 billion lawsuit against Keystone, you know, if they're willing to do it on the backs of small breweries, small producers, small manufacturers, restaurants, then, you know, I don't really have any respect for them.
So tell us more about how people can check out your stuff.
So we are in several liquor stores across the state. You can also come to the distillery itself and buy it from our retail shop, bottle shop up front. We sell all 4 of our products there. The shochu is exclusively available here at the distillery, unless you're at a restaurant that happens to carry it on their menu. We also do tours and tastings right now. We're currently open Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Not a lot of hours right now, but we are doing tours and tastings on Fridays and Saturdays, and folks can schedule a tour or tasting or both on our website, holystonedistilling.com.
Cool.
And it's just $10 a person, and then the state of Utah requires that we charge for the tasting, which is $5. So you get to taste all 4 products. You get to do it in this beautiful room here, Sapphire Lounge. And we provide a unique experience throughout. And right now we've limited it to just 4 people at a time because of COVID. But yeah, come check out the distillery and do a whole tour of the whole thing.
Should we tell them about the discount code for this weekend?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, so right now, just to celebrate the double golds, if you want to book online, if you use a discount code double gold, With first come, first serve till we fill up. We'll get you a free tour, and then the tasting if you're interested.
Yep.
That's having done the tour ourselves, it's well worth it. They have an awesome distillery here. One of the coolest column stills I've ever seen. Definitely well worth it, and worth the extra drive to pick up these bottles if you can't come here to the distillery. So it's more important, I think, now than ever, and this is one of the reasons why we were so glad to get in and talk to you guys. It was, good timing, I think. You just got a bunch of awards for awesome stuff, and I think it's now it's time for the community to start showing the love back. So with bars closed and restaurants are kind of shut down, Utah's not doing cocktails to go, make sure you go to your local liquor store, your DABC store, ask for Holystone if they don't have it, get it on the shelf. Maybe take that extra 10-minute drive to pick up a bottle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, thanks so much for talking with us and having us out, and I hope all goes really well for you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, with that in mind, make sure to head on over to our website. If you're interested in any of our new shirts, we've got masks. That's at Teespring/Spirit Seers. You can also check us out at spiritseers.com. And you can also get the straws that we use in all of our cocktail videos at Surfside Sips. You can use our discount code Spirit Seers, all caps, for 20% off your order. Until next time, keep the spirit.